outside help. Now, with the war, with the attack on all the hospital, I think the situation in Gaza is something is very, very dire. Even the basic necessity. We are not talking about medical facilities. We are talking about water, food. The United Nations for Human Rights has said that the situation is going to be, is already worse. It's worsening. So it is disheartening to see that infant, children, 4,000 of them have died up to now to be at this particular junction. So I'm really hoping that after the humanitarian pause, yesterday it was agreed during the meeting in United Nations Security Council, medical aid, not only medical aid, but basic necessities will be can be brought and be given to the Gaza people.
Thank you for that, Professor. Now, medical aid is still facing difficulties entering Gaza via Rafah. Now, this has always been the case when there's a conflict in that region. And what do you think on that?
Well, when we're talking about Rafah entry point, we always blame the Egypt. Yes, Egypt controlled the Rafah entry point. But again, after Egypt into Gaza, it's the Israeli they are controlling. The problem with the trucks that cannot go through or limitedly be given permission to go through, it's not because of the Egypt, not because of Cairo. It is because of Israel. They are so afraid, they are so phobia that the aid will be, the Hamas will be taking over the aid, not the people of Gaza. So it is very, very difficult. I don't blame the Egyptian, I don't blame the Egypt government, but I blame the Israeli because giving this and that condition to make it very difficult for it to come into Gaza.
Now, Prof, let's go back to the territorial dispute over here. Now, do you think that it is because of its current leadership that this war has already started from back in the days? Do you think that leadership should be changed, or should there be a different way of approaching this kind of issue?
Well, talking about leadership, I'm not sure what you meant by leadership. I'm taking the Israeli leadership. Okay, let me take the current Prime Minister Netanyahu. The government that Netanyahu is heading is a very extreme government, far left, far right. Even what the Minister of Defense, I'm not sure, not the Minister of Defense, I think the Minister of Internal Home Affairs believe that Palestine shouldn't exist. So when you have a minister in the cabinet believe that the Palestine shouldn't exist, it's going to be very difficult. So if you ask me whether we should blame the Hamas leadership or whether we should blame the Israeli leadership, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I think we should blame the Israeli leadership in this case because there is no tolerance on their part. There is no give and take on their part. They think that the Palestinians shouldn't exist where they are now. I think that's the crux of the problem now.
Now, there are people who are actually considering it's not Israel that's the issue. It could be the Zionist regime that's an issue. We can see that there are tons of people around the world across both Jews and Muslims and even Christians that join in when it comes to genocidal, they disagree with genocidal incidents in Israel, in Palestine right now. So do you think that it is nothing to do with the religion issue, but it's more towards the ideology towards that? What do you think?
Yes, it is true that, forgive me if I equate Zionism to the Israeli government, but I think that's the thinking that I'm having right now. The problem is that the Zionism ideology. I think that's the big issue here. Now look at the United States. There are protests in the United States, pro-Palestine protests, and these protests, not only from the pro-Palestine protest, but also from the Jewish group. Because they say, no, do not use their name for the Zionists or for the Israeli government to do what they are doing now in the Gaza Strip. So I guess, yes, there are Jewish community that do not support the current Israeli government because the current Israeli government, as I mentioned before, it is too extreme. They just cannot have a give and take attitude here. But again, yes, we do not equate the Jewish people and the Zionist ideology, it is a totally different thing here. And also the same thing that we cannot equate terrorism and Islam. Not all Islam are terrorists. I do not equate that. The similar thing that Zionists and also the Jewish. So I guess we need some clarity here. But the most important thing is that give and take and tolerance and to understand each other.
All right, that's all the time that we have. Thank you so much, Professor. Now, that's all the time that we have for On the Table tonight. It's back to you.
Thank you, Otto and Professor Azmi, for the valuable insights. We have reached the end of our bulletin tonight, wrapping up with a recap of our top story. Abandonment of moral responsibility causes Gaza crisis. From river to the sea, Palestine will be free. I'm Sai Samsudin, Malaysia Madani, tekad perpaduan penuhi harapan. Thank you for watching.
اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحور أعدائنا ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم بدد شملهم وفرق جمعهم وشتت كلماتهم وزلزل أقدامهم وسلط عليهم كلبا من كلابك يا قهار يا جبار يا منتقم يا الله يا الله يا الله. اللهم يا منزل الكتاب يا مجري السحاب يا هازم الأحزاب اهزمهم 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 وانصرنا عليهم. Ya Allah, kami letakkan kamu di batang leher musuh-musuh kami, dan kami berlindung denganmu dari kejahatan mereka. Ya Allah, hancurkan kumpulan mereka. Ya Allah, pecahkan pakatan mereka. Ya Allah, leburkan pendirian mereka. Ya Allah, musnahkan langkah mereka. Cengkamkan anjing-anjingmu kepada mereka. Ya Allah yang maha memaksa, Ya Allah yang maha perkasa, Ya Allah yang maha membalas. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah yang turunkan kitab, yang gerakkan awan, yang tewaskan tentera Ahzab. Kalahkan mereka, kalahkan mereka, kalahkan mereka, dan kemenangan untuk kami.
Ya, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bersama kami dalam Natif Khas pada malam ini, dan juga terima kasih kerana meluangkan masa kita persiaran pada pukul 9 malam di TV1 dan Kesatuan Berita RTM. Malam ini kita perihal berkenaan memperkasa bidang kuasa Mahkamah Syariah. Seperti mana kita sudah maklum, dalam perkara paling asas di Perlembagaan Persekutuan adalah memberikan gambaran kepada penjadualan yang mana membezakan antara bidang kuasa kerajaan negeri dan juga bidang kuasa persekutuan dalam konteks undang-undang syariah yang mana di negeri ia dinaungi oleh sultan ataupun raja di negeri tersebut, melainkan undang-undang sivil yang mana ia adalah tertaluk kepada bidang kuasa kerajaan persekutuan. Dalam konteks undang-undang syariah, kita juga lebih tepat lagi untuk kita bercakap berkenaan tentang bidang kuasa mahkamah syariah, sejauh mana kebebasan dan juga kita kata the prerogative dalam konteks kehakiman dan juga judiciary di mahkamah syariah. Bersama dengan saya pada malam ini Dr. Abu Hafiz Salihuddin, pensyarah kanan Jabatan Pengajian Quran dan Sunnah, Dr. Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman, Kuliah of Islamic Review Knowledge and Human Sciences, UIM. Apa khabar, Doktor?
Alhamdulillah.
Terima kasih bersama kami sekali lagi dalam